All right, I'm back again, and welcome to part number 2 of my end of the year, very last day of the year, live Forex trading to the best of my ability. I am trading live on a live account and live today, which is very unusual because I normally don't do this between Christmas and New Year's, but it looked like it was going to be a fairly decent day on this last trading day of the year. So I'm doing it, and the other reason I'm doing this is just because a couple of people have asked and said, it looks like, you're just doing stuff in the past, and, could you show us something live? So I figured, what the heck, I will go ahead and show you some live trading. And it's 12 noon. There's about 4 hours left to the day. Now, I got another hour. So if you have not seen part 1, go right ahead and watch part 1 first, because otherwise this isn't going to make any sense to you at all. Now, I had some euro odd on the table. I did reshort another piece over here, and I put in a stop loss while this video was processing. I had to process it first. I'm trying to upload it right now, so it should hopefully be live in the next few minutes. And I put a stop loss right there, in the money stop loss, because it's set up a really hard 1 minute sell bar. And I have another piece over here that I'd love to take out if I get the chance, just to break underneath these lows to get in here. I'd be pretty comfortable with that. So I got stopped out, for a gain on one piece, and the other piece is still currently mildly negative. Now, during that time, I also washed away a micro lot of US Canada. If you remember, I took a bunch of gains on the US CAD, and let me alright, where is that? I gotta find the screenshot I took. Shoot, what did I call it? I called it today, I think. Let's find it. Oh darn, that's awfully small.
CBC reporting that the Trump administration
There we
official called a hedge fund manager after the Christmas Eve sell-off for advice on how to get stocks to go up.
Good luck.
CBC's Wapner.
So if you look here, you might remember I had a lot of U.S. Canada
to get the president to stop criticizing the Fed.
To the short side. And so I took a bunch of gains, like $11 here, $10 there, $7 there, $6 here, and $10 there. So I took a bunch of these US Canadas off, and where's the one that shows the loss? Because I did take okay, I guess I did the wash after this. So I took a loss on a 0.01, and just, for explanation purposes of how I do things, I went and I got, let's see here, I got long a very, very tiny piece. Now, the whole thing is, I know nothing goes in a straight line, okay? And I don't want the longs, all right? I don't want them. So this would be 8 pips of gain on this current long that I took. But this long is a hedge, a 0.02. Whenever I hedge something, guys, I hedge really, really small because I don't want this, all right? You can see a 0.02, and there's my entry. And you can see that I've reduced my open float, which used to be, if you remember from video number 1, it used to be 0.35, and I was down like 100 and, I don't know, it was more than 100. It was maybe 135, or maybe it was 150. I don't know, I don't remember. But what I've done now is I've reduced my open float from a 0.35 short all the way down to just 0.14. Let me ask you something. What's more manageable, 0.35 or 0.14? I'm really happy. To me, this is a win. Oh, but, you're negative, Robin Hood. Yeah, I'm negative right now, sure. But nothing moves in a straight line. I'm very short-minded on US Canada, and I realize, hey, I could be wrong. I might actually be wrong. But right now, I am short-minded, and I'm temporarily wrong a little bit, sort of. And I had let's call it $150. Okay, let's say $150 worth of drawdown, and now my drawdown has been reduced to just $65. So, to me, that's a win, and I'm going to relax. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and freak out over it. I'm just going to relax because I know everything is temporary, and ooh, wait a minute. U.S. Japan. I am going to buy. I just bought some U.S. Japan, and the reason is because I see a 5-minute hammer and I see a screaming 1-minute buy signal. So I'm going to go along a little piece of that. Okay. Now I have that U.S. Canada hedge, and I could easily be stopped out for a lousy 8 pip profit on a very, very small position, which is 1/7 of the shorts that I have on the table. Alright, so I'm going to try not to eat up all the time and do a little better job on my time. I'm going to pause the video now until I take my next trade. Okay, so I just took my next trade. It's only a few minutes later. This video started at 12 and now it's 7 minutes after 12. I'm a little bit late. I have a late entry. As you can see, this is a 1-minute sell on the pound Australia. I wasn't paying close enough attention and I just sold it short. But I do have a late entry, but I feel like it's okay because what I'm really looking for here is the 5-minute potential double topping action. All right. When I look at pound odd, by the way, we were long in our trade room. Oops. Clean this up a little bit. For about a month now, we've been calling this as a long, and every single day, every chance that we could ever get, really, we've been buying it on dips, and every 5-minute buy, every 15-minute buy, every 1-hour buy that we could possibly get, we've been buying this, we've been long-minded. And it's rocked higher, and it's really, I'm empty. My longs are gone on pound Australia, and we're now into a zone where it's a little heavy right now. You see one daily sell bar there, and the market participants stepped back in and bought it up again. But there is a lot of resistance here, and so this looks pretty resistive to me, and I kind of like it right now for short. I'm not madly in love, but it's okay. 15-minute is setting up with a possible 15-minute market maker top. If so, this is point number 1, this is point number 2, this is point number 3. I'd really like to see the point number 2 break and head lower and to pull back into this 15-minute support that you see here. This is about medium grade support, and the heavier grade support is down right about here. This will be extremely supportive if we make it there, which I don't even know that we can. But right now I'm short, and that's my goal. And we'll see what happens in the rest of the day. Okay, so I'm back again, and here we are a few minutes later, and you can see I just shorted another piece of pound Australia. It came up a little bit more. We've not broken the number 2 point, what I think might be the number 2 point yet. But I still like the trade as a short, so I've increased my size now to 0.10 in total. I'm watching a ton of charts right now. I've got 8 monitors running, like I said, and I've got a lot of charts are currently up, and managing my trades as best I can. In a calm and relaxed state of mind, by the way. People that trade too big, in my humble opinion, they hurt themselves, and they create a lot of fear, anxiety, sweaty palms, nervousness. It's just not for me. I'm not really into that. I'd like to remind you one more time that this account that I'm trading in front of you right now is my IC Markets account, which I've had for greater than 6 months, probably 8 or 9. I don't really know the whole length of time I've had it for, and I've doubled it and tripled it and finally got my withdrawal done, I think. I don't know. It's processing. It's working. They have been brutal to deal with. Just absolutely the worst ever. So I've left this account with a small amount of money in it, something like $1,300, and now my intention is to make them pay, because I'm kind of mad at them. So I probably have a gain on one of my euros. Let me see. Oh, no, not enough. It's only 65 cents. That's pretty crappy at the moment. So I'm going to cycle back into my US-Canada hedged long position. And I'm going to lock myself in about 16 pips of profit on this long. I am assuredly looking, to get back short almost any moment here. Does not quite look ready, but at some point in the next couple of minutes, I'm probably going to take myself a short. I do see that I just missed a DAX short. I just ended up triggering, and I just missed it. I'm closing out a pound yen trade that I had long in a different account. I just received about a 60. Let's see. 45 plus 20, 65 pips of upward movement and stalling, so I just grabbed myself a quick 65 pips on the pound yen. It took all morning for that to happen. Okay, now I'm going to get short. There it is. So I've put an additional short on the US-Canada, and I'm about to get stopped out of my hedged long position. I'm a tiny bit early, it appears, on that US-Canada short, so I've adjusted my long, my hedged long, which is about 1/7, and I've just adjusted it to lock in 20 pips. There's another trade I see potentially setting up right now, and that is a pound Canada short. So I'm going to just shift over to that chart really quickly because I think it might be setting up for a possible short. I want to see if I can get in it. The reason I'm looking at this as a short is that the weekly has just reached the weekly breakout area, and it appears like we're running some stop losses that are in the market. Those that are short are currently getting stopped out right there above that daily high and that 4-hour high. So they're getting stopped out right now. We are reaching some fairly decent 1-hour resistance level, and it looks like it could go into a 5-minute sell pretty much any moment. I see the 1-minute sell bar, so I'm going to take it now. So I just shorted a little bit of a 1-minute sell, and I'm looking for a pullback. There's quite a bit of 15-minute support right here. Let's see what that is. I'll just try and read it. That's about 32 pips, but please notice it's only about 24. That's about 24 pips of value. It's a 32 pip trade if it can make it down there, but it's only 24 pips of value. So I won't count that I made 32 pips. If it reaches, I'm only going to count the 24. Now my euro, I don't have a really good gain here. It's incredibly small. Wow, that is small. It's kind of too small. It's almost too small to take. Yeah. No, can't touch it. Not yet. Alright, I'm back again, and I currently see a trade that might be setting up, so I'm going to bring that chart in right now and examine it a little bit closer. I'm looking right now at the New Zealand-Japan daily. It's oversold pretty heavy. The stochastics are absolutely buried, and you can see that it's starting to cross to the upside. New Zealand yen, it's starting to look long to me. We have pulled back. I'm going to have to examine this just a tad more. All right, so please give me a minute. I don't know if I'm going to take it just yet. We've approached a 786 fib level. We're just about at a maximum range bar for the day. There is a demand area over here. 4 hours heavily oversold. One hour looks okay, but it hasn't really done a 15-minute buy yet. I'd really prefer it go above this 74.02. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to pay up. I'm placing a buy stop above 74.02 in case the thing can strengthen up and put in a ripping 15-minute buy. But I need that 15-minute.
Turning a little bit lower here on CEO Zuckerberg's statement about increased spending on safety and security.
I need that 15-minute buy to show me, or I'm not going to really feel good about the trade. So I'll just kind of leave that sitting there. Maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't. I'm unsure. I'm going to go ahead and check right now on my terminal and see if there's anything that I can touch. Not really. So back to waiting. It's a waiting game. I'll tell you, if you don't have any patience, then you really can't be trading Forex if you don't have patience and focus. I do preach this to my trade room very often, that we need to have focus and patience and discipline. Those are the three really key things that you need to have: focus, patience, and discipline. Without it, you're just lost. And while I'm on the subject here of talking about my trade room, what you see today in part one of this, and what you see right now here also on part two, my day is not over yet. This and more, this and better, much better, is what we do in the live trade room every day. 8 monitors, 40 charts just about. We are trading DAX, we are trading gold, oil, every currency out there that looks like it wants to move and do something well for us. But we kind of try and, as best as we can, to hand pick, what is going to be the good mover of the day. So what you're seeing here is a little bit of a taste of what our live trade room is like. And folks, I'm not a trading god. I just really want to make that super, super clear. I'm wrong all the time. I mean, I'm wrong a lot. But I have a plan, and I know what I'm doing. And even though I'm wrong quite a bit, I am temporarily wrong. And we manage our trades that are crappy, and we book a lot of trades that are very good, and sometimes we're booking them. Sometimes we're scalping and we're just making 5 pips here and 10 pips there, and all points in between. It could be 7 pips, could be 8, could be 9. And there's a lot of scalps. The reason this is so, by the way, is I'm a New York trader, and I trade New York session, and I trade from 6 o'clock in the morning till like 4 in the afternoon. So it's a good day. I mean, it's a 10-hour day, and right now it's after 12. So we've got Europe closed down. There's a lot of demand has fallen off the table here, and liquidity is starting to approach extremely low levels right now. But when our days are rocking, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Mondays are just kind of they're blah. They're not the greatest. Mondays are just okay, but Tuesday through Friday is usually very, very good trading days for us. A lot of people, I think, don't do the math, and they just don't know how to do the math. I don't know, maybe mathematically illiterate. I'm not sure, but you really don't know what 1% a day will do for you, guys. There's 220 trading days in a year, and if you just do 1% a day for 220 days, you've doubled your account 2 times over. And a lot of traders would cut off their left pinky toe to double their account 2 times over. And I got to tell you, we do a lot more than that. We have many days at 2%, 3%, sometimes even 4%. I mean, there are occasions I'm literally sitting between 500 pips and maybe even as high as 1,000 pips. And those days are kind of rare. The 1,000 pip days are they're pretty rare. And I'm going to guess about once a month, maybe. Sometimes, we'll go 5 or 6 weeks before, we get 1,000 pip day. But it does happen, it really does. And those are nice when they occur. So, if you'd like to check us out, feel free. My website is michaelstorm.org. It's michaelstorm.org. You can check out my blog. You can check out my Twitter page if you want to, at Forex Assassins, and scroll back as far as you can and see if, you look at my timeline and see if you think I'm real or if I'm any good or not, I don't claim to be a trading god, but I'm relatively good, I think. Alright, gotta shut up now and wait for my next trade. Alright, and another good thing that traders, I believe they should do, is to be willing to change your mind. When you see something setting up and you have new information that's coming in and you're trying to process it, to the best of your ability, you want to be able to change your mind, at certain points. And at this moment, I'm looking off screen. I'm seeing a euro pound, and I'm also seeing a pound Swissy. Possible reversal. Okay, so I'll just bring these charts in really quick, and maybe you can see the same thing I'm seeing. I'm looking here. We're up rather high on the hourly chart. This thing is now up for 4 hours. I can see now that my long idea would have worked out really well, but it's hitting an hourly channel, and we're reaching a bit of 15-minute resistance at this 15-minute channel. I'm seeing a possible 5-minute sell bar that might be developing. And I'm also looking at the euro pound, which is the mirror trade. Now this is rather heavy up here, and it looks more short than it does long. But I know that nothing falls in a straight line. Alright, and the 4 hour has come down into the median point and the river, the moving averages. The 1 hour has stalled at the moving averages. We have the double buried stochastics, and you can see what might be setting up as a 15-minute buy. So if that is the case, that euro's about to strengthen, possibly, and the pound is about to weaken, potentially, that makes me not want to be short all that much on the euro dollar at this exact moment, because I'm looking at a possibility of a euro increase in strength. All right, And if the euro does increase in strength, then I don't want to see my euro do my euro trade go up, because I'm currently short the euro. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock in a stop loss right now for a lousy 4 pips. Pretty tragic, isn't it? I know. It's sad, isn't it? But I'd rather take 4 pips than have the thing pop and knock me through a loop. So that's why I'm setting my stop loss right now at 4 pips. And if this will go down, yeah, there we go. I'll go ahead and change that. Now I'm going to lock in 4.8. Okay, I'm locking in 4.8. So if I sort by symbol, we'll see that if I get stopped out, I'm probably going to have less than $3. Okay, which makes this short over here. I think I just got stopped out, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay, so I just got stopped out for a gain, which makes me want to wash off a little piece of euro that I have short for a tiny loss. Oh, wow. Okay, so I took a gain, and then I took a tiny loss. All right? I just kind of want to be more empty of euro, and I can always short this at a better price. Is there anything else that I can take a gain on at this current point? I'm going to check. My US-Japan trade has a few dollars on it. So I drag my stop loss down, and then I'm going to drag it up and lock in 5 lousy pips. I know it's not much money, and I realize people are like, I don't want to trade just for 5 pips here and 5 pips there. Oh, let me say this to you. Now I'm locking in 7. Let me say this to you. If it's good enough for the algos, why isn't it good enough for you? The algorithms out there are trading, 5 standards, 10 standards, 20 and 50 and 100 and 200 standards. They're trading massive, massive quantity. And they're after just 5 or 10 pips here and there, and they do it all day long, times every pair there is. You know how much money those quants make? Those quants are mathematical geniuses. They get paid $250,000 a year. Now, if you were a quant and you could write code that could run these algorithms and get paid $250,000 a year, and you sell your code as an algorithm to the high-frequency traders, and they're going to make millions off of it, you're only going to make $250,000 a year, but they're going to make millions off of you. If it's good enough for the quants and the algos, why isn't it good enough for you? I mean, that's something to think about. And you sit there and say, oh, I don't have time to trade for 5. Well, listen, I don't have time to get rich either, I don't have time to make 3%, 4% a day. I don't have, come on. What the heck? We're talking about a hell of a lot of money, man. Okay, you saw my trade score twice today, at least. Maybe I've shown it a couple more times than that. And these are all my trades that I'm currently in. And, some people like to blast me for my negativity. No, you're nothing but a losing trader. Yeah? You seen my trade score? Have you seen my trade score on Twitter for 8 years? And I'm nothing but a losing trader, huh? Yeah. Okay. I have a little bit of negativity, but, I'm a winning trader, guys. And, I've reset my my terminal to only show 2 days because I just sucked all my money out. And I left a lousy 1,300 in here. I'm trading, actually, really, really heavy. I'm trading so much oversize that's the only reason I have 11% today. It's because I'm trading like a freaking maniac. compared to how much I have in my account. All right, and I just got knocked out of that trade, by the way. For like 7 pips, I think it was, only 7 pips. This is my current drawdown, $240, and my current gain for the day is $143. I've got 11.37% based on what is in the account right now. But when I get this account up to, 5 or 10K, I won't be trading so big anymore. I've just fallen into a rut, not a rut, a low. I don't know what it is. I've fallen into a complacency. I'm not really sure how to say it. I've just been trading 0.05 so long now. I think it's been a year or two. And I kind of am having trouble going above 0.05. I can't tell you how comfortable it is. It's really, really comfortable. Trading this small, to me, gives me an incredible level of comfort and peace. And, there's just no fear at all. None. Darn it, did I get re-long? I guess I did not re-long the Swissy. That's too bad. Alright, so now we're about 10 minutes of one almost, and I'm watching the US dollar index as I always do. I really recommend that everybody does that and tries really hard to keep a handle on what the US dollar index is doing. Remember that we were looking at it down here at support on a daily chart, okay, and the 4 hours now putting in a pseudo 4-hour buy signal. The 1 hour chart that we looked at a little earlier in this video has given us a 1 hour buy, an amazing pullback. We got an extra 1 hour buy bar and a little bit of a pullback to now what would be 15-minute support right here, okay. So just want to show you like what I'm thinking about. This is 15-minute support area. And we're getting much closer now to the close of our hourly candle. It's only got about 12 minutes to go. And it's starting to turn quite green and is heading up. It's heading higher. So that's a good 15-minute support with a really quality move. Now, it's possible that the Dixie might take out this 1 hour and 15-minute resistance location and move higher, in the course of our day. It's possible we could come all the way up to here. So it's still something, that's in the back of my head that this could occur. I don't know whether it will or not. I'm just thinking that it could. I'm watching it. I'm trying really hard to keep my finger on the pulse of the market. It doesn't appear that I got re-long again on MXN. I guess I did not get filled. This is a different account, but I didn't get filled, and it's traveling back up, and I don't have an extra long, so I kind of missed an opportunity there to commit another wash trade. Shit, Dax. Just missed it. Crapola. Friggin' heck. Pardon me. I'm sorry, I can't help it. But, sometimes you'll hear comments from me when I get a little upset. I'm seeing a ripping 1 minute sell on the DAX, making a nice 5-minute sell, and I didn't get short. I'm a little bit too late to the party. But all moves right now, because we're well after Europe close, all moves are going to be very slow. So I don't know how much more I can actually accomplish this day. Another chart that I am watching is gold, and gold is very, very high on the daily. We're hitting a daily channel. There's a 1 minute sell setting up. Now when I trade gold, I trade a little bit less than half size. I don't bother to trade gold in the 0.05s. I traded at 0.02, which is ridiculously small. All right, it's laughably small, and some traders would think, you know, this is insane to trade so small. But for me, it gives me great, you know, great peace, great safety. I currently like gold on the short side right now, even though I've been preaching it long for, oh God, I don't know how long, several months in our trade room we were long. We only had a couple of times where we got short, but one of them was over here. I think we might have been short somewhere over here. I seem to remember making 15 points on one day. Gold has climbed quite a bit. We're facing some daily resistance level. Let me just go ahead and analyze it a little bit more. So on the daily, you know, gold has come up to an area, in my humble opinion, it's an area of resistance right around 1281, and you can see it stretches a little bit higher than that. It's right here. We're very close to a 618 fib on gold. And like I said, daily is really overdone. Looks like it's broken some market stop losses, I think. And it's rather high right now. It sure is in a very great uptrend at the moment. And I'm just looking to scalp it to the short side. Alright, so my gold trade has a very tiny gain, and I'm going to put it right here, and some of you may laugh and say, oh, this is ridiculous, but you know, I don't look at $1 as being ridiculous. You might, but I don't. I caught a reasonable 1-minute sell bar, and I know that I'm trading really small, and my chances of getting stopped out right now are unbelievably high, that I will only make a lousy $1 on that trade. But every dollar that I throw into my account is another dollar of benefit. Oh, jeez, I'm gone. How nice. You know, it's a benefit to me because, you know, I need every dollar I can get my hands on. I don't know about you, but I just need it. I need the money. So that trade, unfortunately, is over for me for a lousy buck. I just had a moment of sadness overwhelm me. It really did. Oh my goodness. It's kind of funny, isn't it? Never did get my 15-minute buy. New Zealand, Japan, I never got the buy signal. I guess what I'm going to do here is bring this down, put my buy stop right here for a 5-minute buy signal. And actually, that's incorrect. We'll go about 4 pips out of the market here. I still am looking for a 15-minute buy and a 5-minute buy. I think that pound Swissy is about to go short I was talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and short myself a small amount of pound Swissy. I do feel a little bit bad, you know, that I did not capture that long that I was looking for. It's 4 hours up now. Stochastics are getting really high. We're starting to approach resistance levels that I think look pretty good. But, you know, let's talk about reconnaissance potato chips, okay? Have you ever been sitting down and, you know, eating a bag of potato chips? And they're pretty stinking good, aren't they? I love them. I mean, that acrylamide cancer-causing stuff is just, man, is it tasty. And so you got yourself a great big bag of Lay's potato chips, right? And you're chowing them down and, you know, slowly dying off of your cancer. And it's yummy. And you're putting a chip in the dip, right? And sometimes you get a chip that gets lost in the dip. Well, you can't just let a chip get lost. I mean, my God, what do? You know, you obviously grab yourself another potato chip and rescue that one that fell in the dip. And suck it right back out so that you get a chance to eat that one too. So what I'm looking at right now is, in case I'm wrong and my short doesn't work, where I'm trying to capture a 5-minute top right now. If it doesn't work, you know, I'd like a reconnaissance potato chip, please. So I'm going to go ahead and put one right up here at this hourly high. It's about 20 pips away. And if it's strong enough to make it all the way up here, I know that this is a better resistance level. All right, and being that I'm a trader who trades laughably small, that you may, well, I don't know if you laugh at it, but some people do. Some people laugh their guts out at me for trading like a little baby. But hey, the only thing I have in my defense is 2, 3, 4% a day. Man, does it add up. On Twitter, I showed my 3% daily score for the last couple of weeks. Do you realize 3% a day for those couple of weeks? That was 60% gains on my account. So you can laugh all you want, but you know what I'm looking at is the 60% gain myself. So if I'm wrong and I don't get my short right now, I'm planning the trade out in advance. What am I willing to do? Am I willing to put an additional short on? And where would I be willing to put that additional short? And in my opinion,
President Maduro is saying that
this is
he
a good
won't
spot.
allow Exxon ships in the Venezuelan sea territory. Baker Hughes rig count data, total rig count at 1083 from Baker Hughes.
So we'll see. All right, so I'm back again, and another trade that I currently see is the euro pound is going into a 5-minute buy signal and is starting to smash through a trend line right here. So we have a 15-minute buy formation, another 15-minute buy right after it. Very deep retest that you can see, and it's starting to chew its way north. The mannerisms with which it's trading is very, very slow. But it does look like it wants to give a little bit of a pop. But being that I'm here on a Friday, and going into a long weekend too, you know, there's, I mean, it's not just Saturday and Sunday, but Monday is the 31st and Tuesday is the 1st. I may end up letting this trade go and not trying to get long, not bothering, because I don't know if I really want to carry this for a 3 to 4 day weekend to carry it over. But if it wasn't a 3 or 4 day weekend, you know, I probably would end up buying this thing on a pullback, which it's getting like right now, and it's not so bad. But I'm just going to let the trade go though, because I'm already, in essence, I'm kind of long the euro pound right now by being short the pound Swissy. And I'm currently wrong on pound Swiss at the moment. Not a ton, but temporarily I'm out of the money. As you can see, you know, we have not received that sell signal just yet. I have a 15-minute doji, and that's all. And I don't have a 15-minute sell. And the 5-minute is shooting a little bit higher, right? So I don't have my 5-minute sell. I don't have my 15-minute sell. So there's no sense for me to compound my trade and go into two different things. By trading pound Swiss, in essence, I'm already long the euro pound because I'm short pound Swissy. All right, I'm back again, and it's about quarter after, a little bit past quarter after on 1 o'clock. I do have that 15-minute buy signal on the New Zealand yen. And looking at the 5-minute chart, you can see, it has popped. It has given me a very small gain. It's extremely small. Its mannerisms are ridiculously slow right now. This is a fairly crappy trade at the moment. I'm locking in 2.5 pips, which is really ridiculously small gain. And I just told the market makers where I'm willing to stop out, so they might just reach for me and go ahead and stop me out for 2.5 pips like right now. But yeah, there it goes. Okay, so I'm stopped out for a 2.5 pip gain on New Zealand yen. It just looks like kind of garbagey at the moment. I'm also long the odd yen, so I don't really need to be long on New Zealand yen because I'm already long odd yen. So, rather than hold on to the trade, I just went ahead and stopped myself out for a small gain. Nothing else is really setting up all that great, and it seems like the day is becoming grotesquely slow. It is terribly, terribly slow right now. And so any big gains are just not available. They're currently not available. So I'm also watching the US dollar Japan right now. Its mannerisms are agonizing at the moment. We looked at this earlier today, that it was grossly oversold on the daily chart, and there's a tremendous amount of resistance up ahead, way up here. This is one hard level to crack right now. Very, very difficult. But I do like scalping it to the long side, so I'm going to go ahead and possibly put a trade on. Rats, I just paid a whole pip more than I needed to. I could have got that a little bit cheaper, but whatever. It took off like crazy right there, and I'd rather get in, than not get in. So daily is, intensely oversold. I like to buy stuff myself. I like to buy low and sell high. You can see that we're at a maximum range bar. If you look 4 hour, you're really down in the dumps. This is a 4 hour demand level. And 1 hour chart. It's trading incredibly choppy. It's Christmas tree. It's green, red, green, red. So it is having its issues. There's no doubt about that. It's having issues. The 15-minute chart has done the moving average crossover, but we don't have any upward movement yet. And I took one long. Hopefully it'll just be a scalp trade. I'd like to see this thing go through the 5-minute 200 MA. That would be my preference, that it would go through the 5-minute 200 MA. In my trade room, I talk to people an awful lot about the hourly wrap. The yens, you can wrap them as far as the bars go. You can wrap them in an hourly manner. If I have to take this long again, this would be the level I would do it at right now. It would be way, 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 way south. So I'm going to go ahead and put a rescue and reconnaissance potato chip in here at about 110.23, just in case we actually can smack that hourly wrap. Some people would stop out, but I'm going to be looking to go long there, not to go short. And my preference is that at some point today, this trade would go higher, and I'd like to see the upper hourly wrap get hit, and that would be around 16 pips, almost 17 pips of profit. But if you notice the take profit right there, it says $7.61. So if that reaches, it's only 15 pips of profit. I don't count that as 17 pips. I only count it as 15 based on the US dollar value. Alright, so I just switched over to Pound Japan. And if you look at Pound Japan, you can see, the hourly wrap. It's really, really coming down. Now it's only 130. Alright, so I don't know for sure that we'll make it this low because it's only 130 right now. I mean, the stochastics are really peaked and high, and this is a pseudo hourly sell bar, but it's reached its hourly. It's almost reached a maximum range bar, but about a half of an hour ahead of schedule. So it may not stay here, and I want to scalp this as a long trade. So I'm kind of waiting for a possible 1 minute buy right now, and we'll see if we get that. Not really sure that we're going to get that 1 minute buy. Let me bring my 1 minute chart in here. This is pretty important. I love this clock, by the way. If you're interested in getting a clock like this, it's called ClockX, and there's a download on the web that you can you can get that. So I'm looking to see if this can take off into a 1 minute buy. We're getting closer to the end of the 1 minute time frame. I need to see it hit 140.12. Darn, I just pushed the button. Ouch. Well, I kind of screwed up right there. That was a little bit of a mistake. I just went long and I didn't wait for the candle. So I might even have to throw a rescue and reconnaissance potato chip here. I'm not sure. The 15-minute chart, if you look at that, you can see that we're entering 15-minute support zone right here, and that would be the hourly bottom, the hourly wrap, 15-minute support. And I'm just looking for a scalp, really. It's all. I just want to eat a potato chip. So if I could receive a 50% move, which is about, I think right around here, would be about 9 pips. Maybe I can get my 9 pips. Maybe I can't. I don't really have my 1 minute buy that I was looking for, and I ended up hitting the button. It was kind of by accident. Oh darn, I only have 7 minutes left. Ouch. Okay, well I'm back again, and really quickly I just want to show you that I did mess up. We approached that hourly wrap that I was pointing out, and I kind of failed to get another long. So I did make an error and a mistake there by not getting an extra long, and I went in a little bit too early, and now I'm still at break even. So it would have been better if I had hunted down here in the lower 140 psychological level. I'd already have 6 or 7 pips, I guess, on another piece. But because I'm currently trapped on the thing, I just now have to wait for it to pop higher. Hopefully. Okay, I am back really quickly here, and I just stopped myself out actually for a scratch. No gain, no loss, but it set up this 5 minute buy and this little 5 minute doji here, and I just didn't feel like carrying it over the weekend, so I allowed myself to just stop out of the trade. Now it might just rip, it might just rip and go higher, but I'm pretty happy with just stopping myself out for a scratch. Not every trade is a winner, and I didn't really do that well on the entry. And I didn't do well on the management. I didn't grab another piece when I should have. I mean, because one could have gone out for break even, and the other one would have had a gain. So, but I just didn't. I didn't manage it all that great. So I'm going to allow myself to just stop out and just be comfortable with that. Another trade that I'm seeing right now is a potential 15-minute buy setup on the Swissy Japan. So I'm going to go ahead and get long. I just bought it at 112.10. The reason is that you've got a very small 5-minute buy signal here, and anybody who was long, all right, anybody who was, has already been stopped out of the trade when it went underneath this. All right, so we fell underneath support, broke like 3 levels right here, went lower. Stochastics are very oversold on the 5-minute chart. You're down at a 5-minute channel. In the 15-minute, if you can see, we're in a 15-minute demand area, and it looks like we've got that double-bottomed stochastics that are potentially going to shoot higher, and so I'm getting long right now. But I realize that there will be a lot of issues right up in here, and this is the area I would probably like to leave the trade, somewhere around 16 pips or so. And I'm trying to choose what I think is probable versus what I think is possible. Now, over the course of the daily, you can see you're in a great daily support and a daily demand area. We have a daily doji, a buy signal, and it shot up, and we entered resistance. I don't know if you can see that all that well, but this here was pretty good resistance, and it shot higher, and it's pulled back quite a bit. And I kind of like it enough as a long to go and put a small trade on here. And I'm just shooting for a tiny gain. Okay, I don't have much time left. I've got like 3 minutes on this video. I just stopped myself out of the pound Swissy for I think it was about 5 or maybe 6 pips, but a couple of the trades I have on have just gone to poop, basically. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, I did get my 5-minute sell, that I wanted. Here it is. But it's been pure agony watching it fall so slow, and I decided to tighten up really well, and so I just got knocked out for a tiny gain. Alright, and in addition to that, I just took myself out of one of my pound odds that I had short. I still have another one short, but the trade just really isn't working out all that well. And if I look at the 5-minute chart and the 15-minute chart, I still think I've got a good hope to get here, okay, eventually. But, I'm trying to reduce my size, my open size going into this long weekend, and I'm hoping maybe I'll get a chance to escape this one before the day is over. But my original thought process of a 1, 2, 3 setup, so far, it's just not working, okay. And yeah, I mean, next week, sure, we can easily be here. But right now, it's not so great. So I took one of them off for a couple of dollars, and I'm just leaving this other one on, and I'll have to wait and see if I get my fall and if I can escape from this before the day is over. I've only got 2 minutes left to this video, so you may not be able to see how I manage the rest of these trades going into the weekend. But this is where I'm currently standing. I'll just bring it in and let you guys see. I have $280 worth of drawdown at the moment. I've got about 150 booked so far on the day, and I have 11.86% made right now. I did short a DAX. You can see I'm negative about $18, but I shorted a DAX on a 1-minute sell, and it's popping again. So I don't know, I'm not sure. I may stop myself out of that thing for a loss potentially, unless it will return and come back. My US-Japan trade is going nowhere. My pound odd is now hitting break even. My pound Canada trade I've been holding on to all day long is just completely, it's just not going anywhere. So, the whole day is kind of going out with a whimper, but whatever. That's the way it is. Alright guys, I'm back with 1 minute left on my clock for YouTube. It is 12 after 4. And I'm just going to recap how the day went really quick. Dollar index never did break out of the range I was looking at. It never did make it to the hourly highs. We pulled back a second time, a third time actually, here to the 15-minute support level. So I still think that Dixie is going to bounce going into next week, but it didn't happen today. Odd yen, I went long more. we fell, and I'm taking advantage of this really, really good fall. And I now have, let's see here. I'm back to 0.20, so I've actually increased my size on an odd yen long. Swissy, I never got long again. The thing fell beautifully to 5-minute resistance, 5-minute support area, and bounced, but the day's over. It's like, it's literally, yeah, that's it. That's it for the whole week. You know, it's done. There's no reason for me to get long right now. US Canada, I did manage to get out of quite a bit of my shorts. It popped like crazy again, and I put another small short on. So I am back on US Canada to the short side, and I have 0.19. Okay, I'm negative $100, but I know I'll work my way out of that over time. Just going to relax about the thing. Not going to beat myself up or anything like that. But I do have 0.19 short, which is a whole lot better than the 0.35 I started with. US dollar Japan, we tanked into the end of the day, and I just went long a little piece, and I've got one more bid at 109.98. So if we hit 109.98, then I'm probably going to have two. And so I'll be long 0.10. This is a dramatic fall, and I'm trying to target a 1-hour high up in here, which is a retracement. And MXN. MXN I didn't manage all that well today. I had a chance to get re-long over here, but never did it. In fact, I had, pardon me, multiple chances to re-long it and do my washing, but I didn't. You know, I just kind of failed at doing that, so no big deal. But just now it fell really nice, and I decided to put one more piece on, and I'm bidding directly at the bottom. So my longs on US MXN are currently just 0.09, and I'm negative a lousy $15. No big deal. So that's the end of my trading day, and I am just right around 12% gain for the day on this super, super small account, which I need to work very heavily for the next multitude of days. Got to get the account to grow like crazy before my size ceases to be so ridiculous. Because right now I'm trading like way over, you know what I mean? To account value, I'm trading like way over size. So that's how my day went. I hope you guys had an awesome day, and I wish everybody a really happy new year. Please don't drink and drive. Don't get yourself drunk and get killed over it. There's no sense in that. These days you got Lyft, you got Uber, you got a bunch of other companies out there. Just take one. You know, if you're going to get blasted, you know, really seriously, call a cab. I mean, my God, you know, don't kill yourself. Okay. So have an awesome New Year's. And guys, if you want to check us out, I'm online at michaelstorm.org. That is michaelstorm.org. And you can check out all my trading videos on YouTube and articles that I put on my blog and all that stuff. So I wish everybody a really great rest of the weekend that's coming up here, and a happy new year. All right, trade safely in the year to come. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks.